Hey, welcome back. I'm doing a quick video on what to expect when you land in Lagos, Nigeria. From the point you land to the point you leave the airport. Sorry about the lighting. That's not a filter. It's just the sun is coming through the window and it's shining on one side of my face. And this is probably the best light I could get. And so it just got me glowing a little bit. And a Colgate smile. All right, but back to the video. And so from the point you land, you take off your carry-on, and they usher you. There's a whole bunch of guards, security. I'm not sure if it's military or airport guards, but they tell you where to go. They form two lines: a line for people that have American visas and people that have Nigerian visas. If you have both, you want to use the American visa because that line is much shorter. For example, the Nigerian line had hundreds of people, and the the non-Nigerian line had about 25 people, if that. And went by pretty quickly. And so you stand in line. They're looking for your passport, the visa, and also the declaration forms that you have that you fill out in the airport. And so you go to that checkpoint. Then after, there's like another checkpoint right beside it. There's like one desk, then another desk right beside it. And then the other desk checking the forms you filled out on the airplane, the customs form and the declaration form. And so once they check that out, you go into the main airport area. And I guess that's customs and immigration you talk to, like where they may look through your bags or not. And so after you leave those two checkpoints, you go to another checkpoint. And they're looking for a Nigerian form you're supposed to fill out on a computer. And that form has if you're vaccinated or not. And if you don't have that form, because I didn't have it, they fill it out on site for you. Well, I guess they put it in the system manually. They weren't on the computer doing it. It looked like they were just putting it in a notebook. And so if you don't have that form already uploaded into the system, you stand in another line. You have to show proof of vaccination. I had my two vaccination cards. They looked at them, filled out put my name, whatever information they had, and told me I could go. Gave me back my cards. And so after that, there's only one more process, and that's where they may search your bags. And I guess I'm not sure if it's customs, immigration, but it's like a table of officers. And so they ask you some questions like, what are you doing here? How long are you staying? Why are you here? You show them the paperwork. They decide whether to search your bags or not, and then they let you go. Then you're free and you're done. And so altogether, probably took me about half an hour because the lines is like after the steps, they make some people wait. I'm not sure what they were waiting for. I guess they didn't want to fill up too many areas with people, so they wait for the one area to get smaller before they send another a group in there. I heard problems before about people being extorted for money. Pause. All right. Before going to Nigeria, I heard stories of people being forced to give money to advance in the lines or to get something done. And I think Nigeria is doing a good, is trying to put a stop to that. Because all through the airport, there's signs, especially like when you first come in, talking about no extortion, no bribing. And they give you a number to call if you have any issues like that. So if anybody tries to tell you, you need to pay me money to do this, that, and the other, like to get your visa stamped or to pass customs, actually speak to a supervisor. I had no problems at all. I did have people like joke about it or maybe try to like joke about, for example, at the last stand, there was a female at the customs table. And so she was like joking around. She was saying like, are you going to buy me a dress? Are you going to buy it now? Are you going to buy it later? Or give me the money for it now? And so she was joking. Another officer beside her was laughing at it, a male officer. And so I joked back a little bit saying, well, I'll buy it after we had dinner or go on a date or something. But I really don't know. I mean, she didn't take it further than that. And I felt like I had to engage her because she was an officer, but it wasn't like she was saying, give me money or else. It was more jokingly, but I can see how somebody that's more timid and would go for that. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't go for it. And so we joked. and then she let me go. So that was it. And then after that, so people that aren't even like officials will definitely try to get you for a tip. So after I left the last station, I go to get my well, even before that, when I go to get my bag. And so when I go to get my bag, there's people that are cleaners, and the way I knew they were cleaners because they had a dust broom. I mean, they had a broom and a dustpan. And so they're standing beside the conveyor belt, and they're saying, "Hey, you need help with your luggage? Keep look here." And so hold on. All right, sorry about that. Went out last night. Already got friends here apparently calling me. And so back to the baggage claim. And so they'll try to be like, "Hey," and even when you're trying to already grab your bag, like I sold my bag and was grabbing for it, they'll try to beat you to your bag and then try to convince you to give them a tip. I'm not going to say demand a tip. They don't do that. It's not that aggressive, but they will try to grab the bag. And I'm an able-bodied man, and so I just can't see paying another man just to grab my bag. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, I'm not tipping you for something I could do myself and I don't need help to do. And so I didn't tip. I was like, "No, don't worry about it. I'm good." I did tip another person. So after that, I got my bag and I was doing some of the things I'm gonna tell you to do later. And the first thing I was trying to do was get a SIM card and get my phone activated. And so I went to the phone. They have like at least 2 or 3 phone companies in the airport after you pass through customs. And you definitely want to get your phone activated in that stage, whatever. And so I went to one. They activated my phone. And then I asked the lady, "How do I get to duty free?" She walked me all the way to duty free, and then after that, she walked me all the way to where the Ubers pick you up at, and that's a good walk. It's at least probably about 10 minutes or so. And so I gave her $5 because that was going way above and beyond, and that had nothing to do with her job. But don't feel obligated to tip if they're not doing something worthy of a tip, or you don't want their help anyway. Don't make somebody make you hire them or anything like that. If you don't want them doing something, say, "No, leave my bag, I got it." You don't have to be rude about it. Just, they understand. I mean, it's a hustle. You know what I'm saying? But here's some of the things that I wrote down that I want everybody else to know to make your trip easier. And so I already mentioned the extortion signs. Don't let anybody try to blackmail you, get money from you. There's so many people there. There's a lot of officers there. There's probably about, in every single area, at least about 10, if not more. It seems like it's really overkill because like the lines are there and it's probably about 10 officers ushering people around, and they really don't need that many. But I guess that's how they employ people. All right, so we're talking about extortion, duty free. So when you land in Nigeria, it's not like other airports. They don't have duty free after you land where you could buy it and then go into the country like other countries. Like I just came back from Trinidad, and in Trinidad when you landed, there's duty free right there when you land, and you could buy your liquor and then go through immigration. Nigeria didn't have that. So in Nigeria, duty free is when you're leaving Nigeria, is after the departure gate. And so if you want anything to bring duty free, buy it on a plane coming to Nigeria. Don't wait till you get to Nigeria because you won't have the opportunity. I made that mistake, and don't repeat it. Bring a pen. You got to bring a pen, a blue or black ink, because on the plane, they're going to give you a customs form and an immigration form. You have to fill out those forms and give them to customs and immigration when you get off the plane. If not, you're going to be there waiting in line for a pen, and that's going to make your process a whole lot longer, waiting in line to get a pen to fill those forms out. All right, and take money out the ATM. It's always bring US dollars, but I always like to get local currency too for like taxis or maybe smaller venues that don't take US dollars. And it's a little bit easier not to get ripped off because you're paying their price, and you don't have to worry about them converting it, because they will always convert it outside of your favor. It's always going to be in their favor. You're going to lose a lot of money with the conversion. And so the tricky thing with Nigerian ATMs I've never seen anywhere else in the world is that they only allow you to take out 10,000 naira, which is about $22. And so I was at an ATM getting money out. A guy was standing in back of me. He was saying, I guess he was looking at me. And so I put in 40,000. That was the most on the ATM selection. Put in 40,000, and he's like, "No, you can't do 40,000. the most you can do is 10,000." And so I did 10,000 listening to him, and he's like, "Well, but you can keep doing it over and over again." But I saw they charged the fee. The fee wasn't much. I can't remember what it was, but I felt that was a scam or like a ripoff or them just trying to get over. And so I only took out that 10,000 and then I stopped. But I kind of regretted that because then outside of the airport at other ATMs, there's always a line outside. There's always a line at the ATMs in the street, and it's less secure. In the airport, you're safe. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you inside the airport. They got the military, they have officers, the people that work there, you know what I'm saying, probably pass a security clearance. So you don't have to worry about getting hit upside your head in the airport. Outside, that's a whole different story. Because you're out in public, they can see you taking money, especially if you're doing multiple transactions. For example, this morning, I used up that 10 naira I had last night. And so this morning I had to walk around to about, honestly, I went to about 5 or 6 different banks. Half of them, the ATM wasn't working. They were like repairing them, or they didn't have any money in them because it said it wouldn't dispense money. And so I went to the 3 ones that did work. I probably did like 3 withdrawals of 10,000 each. And then I would go to another bank because I didn't want people seeing how much I was getting from one bank. And so I would walk to another bank, get another 30,000 out, walk to another bank, get as much as I can. But I was trying to stay like under the radar and not let see people how much I get all together. I still not sure how much I got right now because I made so many runs. All right, what else? So we'll talk about the SIM card, talked about the Naira. If you can activate your Uber, or back to the SIM cards. So when you get your SIM card, make sure you test out the phone service. Sorry, I'm getting this glow and I'm looking too shiny. And my eyes are looking transparent on one eye. It's making my eyes look like 2 different colors. But, and so make sure you test out the GPS because I had an issue in Trinidad where I got my phone activated, but they didn't activate the internet correctly. And so my GPS wasn't working.